going on, guys? Ace here with Hammerhead's Garage. Today we have a 1988 Honda NX 650. We're going to be doing a oil change on it and changing the oil filter. So let's hop over to the table and we can show you what tools we have to use and what oils we will be using. So now we're over here at the table. We can go over our tools. We're going to need a 1/4 inch ratchet, 3/8 ratchet, a couple extensions, 5mm Allen, an 8mm socket, 12 and a 14. Also, we have our 1988 NX 650 service manual, and we have 3/4 of what the owner's manual recommends, which is 2050 for where we are, and our high flow HF 112, and a couple extra rags. Okay, guys, if you come down the neck here, you'll see your header. Right under your header is your drain bolt. It's a 14mm. Loosen that up. There you go. And on these here, they also have a crush washer that you're going to want to replace. Alright guys, so while that oil is draining into our catch pan, we're going to move over here to the oil filter. This is our 5mm Allens. It's going to be a little stuck on there. There it goes. This is why you have rags laying around. There's our little oil filter. Oh yeah. There's a O-ring on here that you might want to inspect, and if it needs to be replaced, it's always good to replace these. But if it looks okay, it's not ripped or anything, you should be able to reuse these. Okay, so now we're on the other side of the bike. There's a crankcase fastener that has a little bit more oil, that holds a little bit more oil in the bottom of the motor. So this here is a 12mm. We're going to come in here like this. It's super tight, so be ready for it. Make sure we don't make a mess here. Oh yeah. A couple more ounces will run out of that. And also this has a crush washer on this one too, so I'm gonna have to replace that. So we're gonna reverse all of our steps, and we got a new 14mm crush washer, aluminum, and we're gonna just put this right back in here. Tighten that down. Okay, so the book calls for the torque spec to be 18 foot-pounds. There we go. Alright, I'm going to move over to the oil filter. Alright, so we're back over here on the oil filter side. Got our oil filter. Now you want the back to go against the spring. And then you want this jet port here to line up with the port over on this side. So you go like this, make sure that's lined up, slide it in there. Maybe. This might take some finagling to get there. There we go. Now the torque spec on these 5mm Allens are 7 pounds. Not a lot. Take our torque wrench, torqued, torqued, torqued. Okay, now I'm gonna bring you guys around to this side here just to show you another mark if you get confused. So right here on the cover there's a tab or a mark, and then on the case side there's a mark. So if you get confused on which way that needs to go, you can always look at this, and that'll be your lineup. So again guys, this is a copper crush washer and a 14mm head. Put that back in there, tighten that down. Now this is set to 29 foot-pounds. Alright, there we go. We'll move on to adding the oil. Okay, so per the service manual, it states here that if the maintenance is also scheduled for oil filter and strainer, do these before filling the frame oil tank with oil. The engine takes about 1.9 liters or 2 US quarts at oil change, but since only a portion of the oil is held in the frame oil tank, you cannot add the full amount initially. So what they're asking, or what they're telling you, is to pour 1 liter or 1.05 quarts of recommended oil, which is our 2050, into the oil tank. Install the oil filter cap, dipstick, and then start the engine and let it idle for a few minutes. And then stop the engine and add the recommended oil up to the upper level mark with the motorcycle upright. So we're back at the top of the bike. Right in front of your gas tank is your oil filler cap or your dipstick. Gonna unscrew that. We'll add our funnel. And as the book states, to add 1.05 quarts, we're going to add 1 quart right here. So okay guys, so now that we got that 1 quart, 1.05 quarts in there, we're going to start the motorcycle up and let it run for a couple minutes to get that oil kind of out of the tank and back into the bottom of the motor. Now that we have that, we'll go ahead and add the rest of the oil. Alright, so just a little tidbit of information here is you have your low mark, which is this little hole here, and then you have your upper mark, which means full. We're going to try to get it somewhere right here. The book does say the motor takes a whole 2 quarts, so we're going to add our 2nd quart, and then we're going to check to see where we're at. Now the book does say to check this while the bike is upright. So see where we're at. I always like to add the oil and then check it. Then if I'm a little off, I can add some more. You can always add, it's really hard to take away. Alright. So we're at here. We are right about a halfway point, so we'll go ahead and add the rest of the oil. Final check. Okay, we are right where we want to be, right there. So alright guys, so we did a oil change on this 1988 NX 650. I hope you guys liked the content. I hope I was very informative. So if you would please like, share, subscribe to the channel. It helps us grow as a channel. And until next time, later.